DXers Unlimited.
CQDX, CQDX, CQDX. This is Havana calling. CQDX, CQDX, CQDX. This is Radio Havana calling all shortwave listeners and radio amateurs. Welcome to DXers Unlimited, Radio Havana's weekly feature dedicated to the fascinating world of radio communications.
Hola, amigos radio aficionados. Welcome to this edition of DXers Unlimited, coming to you via shortwave bands from 5 MHz up to almost 16 MHz on the top of the 19-meter band. I am Arnaldo Arnie Coro, Radio Amateur 2KK, your host, reaching you from my home in Havana, downtown Havana. And if you ask if there are other sources for picking up our programs, Havana. And if you ask me if there are other sources for picking up our programs, this is my answer. Yes, they are. The most easily available one from an internet connection to our streaming audio from www.radioac.cu. Again, the streaming audio coming from www.radioac.cu. We're also using direct free-to-the-air satellite uplinks located at the Hispasat 1, letter D, transponder 79, vertical polarization. Let me repeat that. The Hispasat satellite 1, letter D, Hispasat D, on transponder 79, vertical polarization, where several cable TV and radio stations can be found. Now, here's item 1 for today. Solar activity is at very low levels, typical of the minimum of the solar cycle. The 10.7 centimeters wavelength solar flux has remained for most of the past 45 days at real baseline levels. The sun totally free of sun flux is on day after day. So amigos, sorry to say, also that forecast of solar activity for the next 45 days call for very little change from the past 45 days. In other words, 45 days. In other words, do not expect any improvement in shortwave bands above 10 MHz because of the lack of solar activity. And likewise, the very low atmospheric absorption on frequencies below 30 MHz, that's the absorption below 30 MHz, will provide AM broadcast and 160 meter bands radio amateurs with very good conditions for both AM broadcast band and 160 meters amateur band. QSL on the air to shortwave listeners reporting Radio Havana Cuba signals on the 49 and 60 meters tropical bands late in the evening all over North America and very early morning in Europe and Africa. Frequencies to be monitored are 6,000.000, 6,000 even, and 6,145 frequencies on the 49 meter band, and the 5,040 kilohertz frequency on the 60 meters tropical band. Let me the last one, tropical band. Let me repeat this last one. And 5,040 kilohertz on the 60 meters tropical band. Here's a very nice report from Canada. He says, hello Irma and Ed, solar storms in progress. That's the only thing was heard later on in the 49 meter band besides the solar wind hearing in the background. Signed, Richard. Then Richard says, solar terrestrial images for the 27th of September follow solar flux 74 at the estimated index 24. The estimated planetary index at 000 UTC on 28th September was 6 according to this report. The overlapping storms reaching the G2 level were expected. Signed, September 28, 2020, Richard Lent, reporting from St. Albert, Alberta, Canada. By the way, Richard is a shortwave listener since 1982. His radio, Japan Radio Corporation, NRD 535 high frequency receiver. It's an excellent radio. It was built in 1995, so it's nearly 25 years in service and still performs well. We had one of those, of course. The antenna Richard uses a long wire antenna in the trees, location backyard corner shaped city lot with trees. The broadcaster he was hearing the report from Radio Havana Cuba, the program made by show, frequency use 6,145 and 6,100 kilohertz at 0522 hours UTC. The date heard September 28 UTC 2020. Time heard 0221, 0232 and on. Monitoring, checking reception quality using the simple code 6145 0321 QRN solar wind stormy USB fading 0325 halfway mark checking signal S9. So amigos, solar storm was in progress. We were the only thing heard on the 49 meter band besides the solar wind in the background. Signed, Richard. While listening to Radio Havana Cuba, I'm Arnie Coro, CO2KK, your host here, and please send your signal reports and comments about our programs to info.rhc@enet.cu. Say it again, info.rhc, that's in phonetics, India, November, Foxtrot, Oscar, Romeo, Hotel, Charlie, info.rhc, the symbol for that, enet, that's Echo, November, Echo, Tango, in phonetics, the symbol for .cu, or via email to Arnie Coro, Radio Havana Cuba, Havana, Cuba.
And that's all for today. This is Arnie Coro, Radio Amateur CO2KK, your host here at Radio Havana's DXers Unlimited, 73 and very good DX.
Thanks, Arnie. Arnie Coro of DXers Unlimited, heard every week, actually twice a week, the weekend edition and the midweek edition on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, UTC days, DXers Unlimited.